Welcome to Muzzy Field, home of the Bristol Blues, for the 26th game here at home for the Bristol Blues. On the bump today will be number 6, Sebastian Demaro. Demaro making his first start of the season late in the year. So far, he's been nothing short of phenomenal out of the bullpen for the Bristol Blues. 0-1 on the year. He's picked up 2 saves and a 1.8 ERA in 20 full innings pitched. He will face the highly talented ball club from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, the Seacoast Mavericks. Now the lineup for those visitors from Seacoast. Leading off, playing second base, Kyle Vesneski. Batting second, the shortstop, number 1, Alvin Swope. Batting third, the third baseman, Kyle Pangallo. In the cleanup spot, the former Blue, the designated hitter, number 11, Stephen Octave. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Jacob LaBelle. Batting sixth, the catcher, Marshall G. Batting seventh, in right field, Barry Bukowski. In center field, hitting eighth, Cameron Crabb. And rounding out the lineup for the visitors, the left fielder, Jeremiah Adams. So Demaro is up on the bump, working from the first base side of rubber before he kicks back and unleashes the first fastball of the ballgame. It'll miss the strike zone a little bit outside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, this one also misses, but this time high. 2 balls and no strikes here to the leadoff man, Vesneski. Righty on righty matchup here, the first one of the ball game. 2-0 pitch over, called strike 1, 2-1. The Blues defensively behind Demaro today. Chauvin at first, Scott, the Bristol Blues second baseman, Tyler Roberts at short, and Nick Conti, the third baseman. In the outfield today for Bristol, Lorenzo Arcuri will roam center field. In left, Logan Green. And the right fielder, Frankie Gregoire. 3 balls and 1 strike before Demaro pumps in another fastball. Up with the right arm goes the home plate umpire. Count now full. Full count to start off the ball game for Demaro. This fastball misses, and it's a leadoff walk here at Muzzy Field. So Demaro falls behind in the count 3-1 and loses Vesneski to start off the ballgame. Just the 7th walk on the season for Demaro. Normally pounds the strike zone. He'll now look in and work from the stretch. Comes set at the shoulders, and the fastball to Swope is over for a strike, 0-1. Doubleheader played last night against the Pittsfield Suns for the Bristol Blues. They dropped the first one in extra innings, but toppled the Suns in the second half of the doubleheader. They won by a score of 15-3, and they blew a 3-run lead in the 9th inning in the first ball game at Pittsfield. The Blues left 1 out on the table yesterday. They're looking to gain that one back against the top club in the Eastern Division, the Seacoast Mavericks. The Mavs have won 4 straight and are 7-3 in their last 10. 28-13 this year. No balls and 2 strikes to Alvin Swope. He takes a curveball that misses way up in the zone. A ball and 2 strikes. Before the 1-2 is thrown, Demaro steps off the rubber and now gets loose before the next pitch in the ballgame. Number 1, Swope is the batter, the right-handed hitting shortstop. Runner bluffs on the pitch, and a fly ball to right center field. Gregoire will float over to it and make the play First out of the ball game, a fly out to right field off the bat of Elvin Swope.
Now batting for the Mavericks. The third baseman, number 26, from Southern New Hampshire University, Pangalo.
Pangalo, the batter here for the Seacoast Mavs, product of Southern New Hampshire University, one of the top-tier Division II programs in the U.S. He swings through a first-pitch fastball at his eyeballs, 0-1. Tomorrow really working up in the zone early on. As he gets later in the ball game, he's going to want to bring that fastball down so the eyes of these Seacoast Mavericks hitters don't light up too big. A ball no balls in one strike here before the pickoff move to first. Vesniski goes back, slides in safely, and the count remains the same, 0-1. Runner is off with the pitch. The throw down to second base is not in time. Stolen base for Vesniski. Villa put a good throw on that one, but it looked like that base was stolen off tomorrow. So there's a man on second base and one out in the inning. No balls and 2 strikes to count for Pangalo. On deck for the Mavs, the designated hitter, number 11, Steve Octave. Line shot, this one sinking to right field, and will get down in front of Gregoire. First and third with one out for Octave, who heads to the dish. First and third, that means the catcher Villa will head out to give the signs for the Bristol Blues infield. Octave, the former Bristol Blue, heads back to Muzzy Field for the first time this season, hitting .275 and 80 at-bats. He's got 6 home runs on the year for the Mavs. Muzzy Field, a little bit more spacious than historic Leary Field in Portsmouth. But talking to Steve before the game, there's no doubt he's trying to play long ball here tonight. First and third in an 0-1 count to the designated hitter. Tomorrow rips a fastball past the bat of Octave. He's down in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Line shot to center field, and that one will get down. Arcuri will field, and Octave will pick up the first RBI in this evening's affair. Seacoast leads the Blues 1-0 in the top of the first inning. First and second, one out, and the first baseman, Jacob LaBelle, the batter. LaBelle going to be a sophomore next season and at the New York Institute of Technology, 6'4", 260-pounder. A ball and no strikes here. Tomorrow falling behind in the count yet again. One-0 pitch, fastball down and in. Seemed to be a good spot to attack LaBelle. Hands might be a little bit slow on the big frame there of Jacob LaBelle. A ball, a strike, and one out. Tomorrow looks in. Seacoast has touched up this Bristol Blues team here in the top of the first inning with a score of 1-0. Both runners are off. Villa throws down to second. That one is in time. Octave cut down at second base in the double steal. So there's now a man on third base with 2 outs. Seacoast looking for a big 2-out base hit. Smart move there by Villa to throw down to second base instead of third. Pangalo's got some wheels at second. Octave, the much slower runner, cut down stealing at second base. 1-2 pitch, fastball way outside. LaBelle throws the hands at it, but comes up with nothing but air. Seacoast gets one in the first inning. Bottom of the first. Coming up next, the Bristol Blues will grab the sticks. So the Blues grab the bats in the bottom of the first inning underway here at Muzzy Field. Leading off for the Blues, Lorenzo Arcuri batting second. Nick Conti will hit second, and Austin Chauvin do up third in the first. Frankie Gregoire bats fourth today, and Liam Scaffariello will hit fifth. Batting sixth for the Blues, the left-handed hitting second baseman Zach Scott. Tyler Roberts bats seventh. Logan Green will hit eighth. And at the bottom of the lineup card today, the catcher from Seton Hall, Chris Villa. Arcuri will face the right-handed offerings of Mitchell Powers, who delivers a first pitch fastball low and away. A ball and no strikes. Powers, 35 and a third innings pitched this year. He's made 6 starts with a 2.03 ERA. Runs could be tough to come by for this hot-hitting Bristol Blues lineup. Arcuri takes a 2-0 slider. It is over for a strike, 2-1. 2-1 pitch to Lorenzo. He takes a fastball at the knees right down the middle. He's frustrated with himself there. It's 2-2. Two-two pitch, changeup outside by just a couple of inches. Arcuri's average up to 263 on the season. He's got 8 triples. He loves that right center field gap. He can't find it here because it's the 4th wide one. Both pitchers start off the ball game with a leadoff walk. The walk for the Mavericks scored a run. Let's see if the Blues can do the same here in the bottom half of the first. The righty Nick Conti stands in. Third baseman from Orlando, Florida. Takes the first pitch, fastball, 0-1. Starter, Mitchell Powers, throws from about a 3/4 arm slot, nearly a sidearm slot, if he really wants to drop it down. A lot of movement and tailing action on the fastball. Pickoff move to first base. Our Curry back there standing up safely. Still an 0-1 count on Conti. The 0-1 is skied in the air to right. It'll head toward the Mavericks bullpen and get out of play. 0-2 count here to Conti. Man on first is our Curry. Conti finally got the average over 300. It's up to 306 on the season. Conti's been flirting with the 300 mark for quite a while now. And after yesterday's performance in the doubleheader against the Pittsfield Suns, it is up at 306. First at bat here today, he's down on the count 0-2. And Powers gets a slider in on the hands. He grounds it softly to third, and the fielder's choice out at second is our Curry, and Conti will make it to first base without a throw. Austin Chauvin to bat for the Bristol Blues. Man on first base and an out. Chauvin, the hottest hitter in this Bristol Blues lineup, hitting .382 on the year. Yet another pickoff move to first base. Mitchell Powers doing his best to keep an eye on anybody that touches first base, whether it be our Curry or Conti so far. First pitch is an off-speed one, over for a strike. Chauvin down in the count, 0-1. No balls and a strike. Chauvin rears the hands back and takes this fastball 1-1. So Seacoast picked up one in the top half of the first inning. Stephen Octave wreaking havoc on his former ball club, picking up the lone RBI in the inning. Another pickoff move to first base, and another time he's back there safely. A ball and one strike with one out in the inning. Powers comes set at the belt buckle, and a fastball misses outside, 2-1. Austin Chauvin also in his second season with the Bristol Blues, hitting .382 and 102 at-bats in the 2016 campaign. Hard hit ball back up the middle, but it could be a tailor-made double play ball, and it is. 4-6-3 double play. Chauvin goes down, and so do the Blues. Top of the second inning coming up next. Left-handed hitting catcher from Georgetown, Kentucky, Marshall G. stands in. He'll lead off the second inning. Seacoast with the 1-0 lead. He hits a routine ground ball to second base, and it caroms off the lip and skips a good 15 feet over the head of Zach Scott. Not only did that ball have eyes on it, it found the trampoline hidden in front of second base and skipped over the head of Zach Scott into right field for a base hit. Don't see that too often. Actually, that's the first time we've seen it this year. Barry Bukowski, the right fielder, bats for the Mavs. Man on first base would only be poetic justice if the Blues could roll a double play ball right now. Instead, it's a shot to deep right field. Greg Waugh goes back, and it is up off the base of the wall. Rounding second, heading into third. There's Marshall G. So the Blues get unlucky with the first batter of the inning. And then the second just rips a line shot over the head of Frankie Gregoire to right field. And that's a two-bagger. Runners on second and third. Nobody out in the inning. Corners drawn in for the Bristol Blues, attempting to cut down G at home. Instead, the first pitch fastball is lined to left field, rounding set third, and coming in home is Bukowski. A 2 RBI single for Cameron Crabb. And the Mavericks lead the Blues 3-0 early on in this ball game, still with nobody out in the second inning. Tomorrow has been lights out of the bullpen for the Bristol Blues to the tune of a 1.80 ERA. He comes into the game today as his first start, and he's struggling against this red-hot Seacoast Mavericks team. Jeremiah Adams now bats after one unlucky bounce. The Seacoast Mavericks are making the Blues pay for the conditions here at Muzzy Field. The 9-hole hitter gets a bender over for a strike, 0-1. After the curveball, a fastball doubled up, and it's 0-2. So Seacoast picks up one in the first, and they've got two here in the second inning without an out being recorded. The righty from Woodbridge, Connecticut comes set, and the 0-2 pitch. The 0-2 is going to have to wait an extra moment because Adams went up with the right hand and was granted time right before Tomorrow unleashed the 0-2. So Tomorrow gets the ball back, checks in with Villa, and throws in the 0-2 pitch, and this time it counts. Curveball bends a little bit too far outside, held up on the swing there. Was the Mavs 9-hole hitter. A ball and 2 strikes. Pickoff move to first. Back in there safely standing up is Crabb. So now Tomorrow comes set yet again. He will rock the knee up, and another curveball, this one lined into the glove of Tyler Roberts. A softly hit line shot off the end of the bat of Adams lands in the glove of Tyler Roberts for the first out in the second inning. Man on first, in and out. The lineup rolls over to Vesneski, and the pitch. Lifted high, up and out of play. 0-1. So DeMauro throws a lot of strikes for the Bristol Blues. Only one walk in the early going, but base hits flying all over the yard. Through 1 1/3, Seacoast has gotten 5 hits and 3 runs. Line shot down the right field line. That one will hook foul. 0-2. Double play combination up the middle today for the Blues. Zach Scott at second and Tyler Roberts, the shortstop. Oh, 2 on the ground will split the right side. Another base hit for the Mavericks. Their 6th of the ball game. 2 men on and 1 out for Elvin Swope. Outs have been hard to come by for the Blues early on in this one. Swope, though, one of the few Mavericks to be 0 for in the early going. He is 0 for 1 with a fly out to the right fielder, Frankie Gregoire. First pitch of the at-bat to Swope. Misses down and in. 1-0. The Blues bats have been hot. They've scored over 20 runs in the last 2 ball games. They're going to need more of the same if they want to get this win tonight. Tyler Roberts makes a sliding play up the middle, then dives towards second base to try to get the force out at second. Vesniski beats him to the bag, and now the bases will be loaded with 1 out. For the most dangerous hitter in the Seacoast lineup, Kyle Pangallo. A pair of Division II college athletes from New Hampshire in the middle of the lineup. For the Seacoast Mavericks, Kyle Pangallo due up now. Plays at Southern New Hampshire University, and in the 4-hole, Stephen Octave plays for Franklin Pierce. So pitching coach Jordy Shiner will now go out to the mound to have a conversation with DeMauro. Pangallo, the batter. So bases loaded and 1 out. We're in the top of the second inning. Seacoast already racking up 7 hits in the early going. Pangallo with a healthy hack at the first pitch by DeMauro. He does foul it off to the backstop. 0-1. Sun tucking itself beyond the pine trees out in left center field. As DeMauro's 0-1 pitch is waved at and missed. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes DeMauro in search of his first strikeout in the inning. He's picked up 1 swinging K to end the first inning. No balls and 2 strikes. Sebastian with a tight slider that moves just a hair, enough to miss the barrel of the bat by Pangallo, but he'll foul it off out of play. Count remains the same, no balls and 2 strikes. Bent at the knees, hands right at the back right shoulder. 0-2 check swing. Did he go? The appeal? No, he did not. So it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes to the third baseman, Pangallo. One, two, line shot to center. Arcuri will charge hard, make the play, field, and throw home. Runner tags up from third base as the throw is up the first base line. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Pangallo. And Seacoast gets another. It's 4-0, and Stephen Octave, the batter. Octave 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI. First and second base, 2 outs, Octave batting. Tomorrow will set, and Octave swings and lifts the first pitch fastball out of play down the first base line. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, another curveball. This over for a strike. Octave took it, and now he's down in the count, 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch misses up and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Octave awaits the 1-2 from tomorrow. One-two pitch misses inside. Steven kicks the feet back to get out of the way of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Tomorrow searching to find a way to get out of a lengthy second inning. It's 4-0 Mavericks up ahead of your Bristol Blues. Villa flashes the signs. The 2-2 pitch near his glove and falls into it, missing the bat of Octave. He will go down swinging. Second strike out of the ball game for tomorrow. But Seacoast will pick up 3 in the second. It's a 4-0 ball game. Bottom of the second inning on its way. Gregoire, Scaffriello, and Scott, the batters, due up for the Blues. Frankie Gregoire leads off the bottom of the second inning. He faces the righty Mitchell Powers. Gregoire hit by pitch again. He takes his way over to first base. Leadoff walk for the second time in as many innings. The DH from San Jacks heads into the right-handed batter's box. Liam getting his first opportunity of the ball game against Mitchell Powers. Scaff hitting .273 on the year. 2 doubles, 7 RBIs, and he leads the Bristol Blues with 16 walks. .1-0 pitch to Scaff. Misses, low and outside, 2-0. Lights have been flicked on here at Muzzy Field as the sun has officially tucked itself beyond the trees in left center. The big righty stands in, towering over the plate. Waits the 2-0 pitch. Misses low, 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes to Liam. Gregoire, the runner at first, he was hit by pitch to start the inning. And now Scaff takes 4 straight wide ones, back-to-back walks, and the Blues have a runner in scoring position in the second inning. Now the catcher, Marshall Gee, and the third baseman, Pangalo, head out to the mound to try to calm down the righty. Zach Scott is the batter for Bristol. The fine fielding second baseman that he is stands into the left-handed batter's box after 2 home runs yesterday at Pittsfield. Middle of the infield for the Mavericks is into double play depth. Scaffriel, the runner at first, Stan Gregoire at second. Pangalo, the third baseman, comes in front of the bag there at third base onto the cut of the grass. Inside pickoff move to second base, but no throw as Frankie's back there safely walking back to the bag. Scott waits the first pitch of the evening to him. It's a fastball that misses down beneath the knees, 1-0. Scott swings at the 1-0 fastball and lifts it high in the air at third. Going down with a pop out to the third baseman is Zach Scott. That'll bring up Tyler Roberts. Zach hit that one a good 4 stories up in the air before it began its descent into the glove of Kyle Pangalo. The all-star shortstop for the Bristol Blues, Tyler Roberts, bats. He's hitting .310 on the season. In the bat, not even the most spectacular part of Roberts' game. Best defensive infielder in the whole league, just happens to be swinging a pretty hot stick this season. .310 average and down in the count, 0-1. So Ty waits at the back of the batter's box to receive the 0-1 pitch. As it comes in, he lifts the hands at it. It'll sink into center field for a base hit. Roberts gets another one, and all the runners will move up 90 feet. Bases loaded, 1 out for Logan Green. Roberts got a fastball on the outer third, threw the hands at it, and flipped it up into center field. Logan Green bats with the bases loaded and 1 out. The Blues trail 4-0, could use a couple of runs to cut into the deficit. Green takes a first pitch curveball over for a strike. Powers with a first pitch breaker to get over and get ahead. Green waits for the 0-1. Fastball misses outside. A ball and a strike. Trying to pound the outside half this inning is Mitchell Powers, but he's missed it a few times. Walking Scafriello, and then going too far inside for Gregoire. 1-1 pitch is a hard slider, missing away yet again. 2-1, Logan Green and a good fastball hitter's count. He's seen one this at-bat, but it missed away. Green does have wheels, not exactly the easiest to double up. 2-1, fastball. This time gets the outside edge. 2-2. So the bases are full and Green awaits. The product from the University of Massachusetts Amherst in a big spot here as he takes outside. Count now full. Green up to 269 on the year, 104 at-bats this summer for the Bristol Blues. Three-two pitch on the ground softly to second. Field will make the play to first, and now Roberts in a rundown, but enough to score the run as Tyler Roberts is caught on the leg, but the run scores at home, so Tyler Roberts does his job, gets into a pickle, and allows the Blues to score 2 runs. Logan Green grounds out to second, and wisely, Tyler Roberts stops and goes back toward first base. Great job there by Tyler Roberts to get caught in the pickle and let the Blues plate 2 runs. So the Blues get 2 in the bottom of the second inning. We head to the third. Bristol trails Seacoast 4-2. Jacob LaBelle leads off the top of the third inning for Seacoast as he rips through a first pitch fastball 0-1. No balls and a strike. DeMauro trying to find his form here in the third inning. He bounces a first pitch fastball into the dirt way in front of home plate. A ball and a strike. A ball and a strike. Fastball outside corner. This one fouled off yet again. 1-2. LaBelle really looking frustrated at the dish here in the early going. Struck out swinging in the first and was just unable to barrel up a pretty good fastball by tomorrow. He now agrees with the signal from Villa. And the 1-2 pitch up and caroming off the glove of Villa. 2-2. Two balls and two strikes tomorrow. Working from the first base side of the rubber will rock back into the motion before bouncing another fastball. 3-2. Count full for the sophomore at the New York Institute of Technology, Jacob LaBelle. Three-two is an off-speed pitch. LaBelle swings over top of it. Third strikeout in as many innings for Sebastian tomorrow. Finally gets the leadoff man in an inning. It comes here in the third. Marshall G., the batter. The left-handed hitting catcher is in, and tomorrow's first pitch lifted in the air down the left field line. And a nice play there made by the fan in left field, snagging the fly ball in the air. So it's 0-1. The catcher from Kentucky, the batter. Curveball grounded toward the Blues dugout. It'll get up into the netting. 0-2. Beautiful night for baseball here at Muzzy Field. The sky is blue, the sun has set, and the lights are flickering on. The 0-2 pitch, up and out. Check swing, did not go too far. A ball and two strikes. Tomorrow looking for a second strikeout in as many batters against Marshall G. Line shot to first, and Austin Chauvin with the cat-like reflexes at first, able to come up with the grab. G lines out to first. And now the right fielder, number 31, Barry Bukowski, will stand to the plate. First pitch curveball to Bukowski, 0-1. A ball and a strike. Tomorrow works that first base side of the rubber. Before this one gets in on the hands, and another line out. So the Mavericks hit it hard twice, but a line out to first and a line out to second ends the inning. The Blues will pick up the sticks and look for some more runs to get back even in this ball game. It's 4-2, Bristol to bat in the bottom of the third inning. Chris Villa will lead off the bottom of the third inning for the Bristol Blues. 9-1-2 due up here in the inning. He shows bunt, gets it down, but it's right back to the pitcher. He scampers down the line and is cut down by a quarter of a step. Villa thought he beat it out, but the umpire does not agree. He's cut down on a bunt right back to the pitcher. Kind of surprised to see it that close of a play. He laid the bunt down, and Powers was slow to get off the mound. Lorenzo Arcuri led off the ball game with a walk. Swings and grounds one up the middle. Ranging over toward second base and making the play is the second baseman, Kyle Vesniski. Quick hands and good play there by the Mavericks second baseman Vesniski. Arcuri grounds out to second, and Conti bats with 2 outs in the inning. Conti takes the first pitch, fastball, 1-0. A ball and 1 strike. As Conti is up at the dish with 2 outs for the Blues. Fastball misses outside. Powers wanted that one, but it was clearly off the dish, 2-1. On deck for the Blues, Austin Chauvin grounded out into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play in the first. Conti gets one he likes and rips it down the left field line. He slides into second base safely. A 2-out double for Nick Conti, and the Blues have another runner in scoring position, this time with 2 outs, and Austin Chauvin, the Blues batter. Conti with the big lead off over there at second, and a line shot to left center field. This one will get down into the glove of the left fielder, but Conti will round third and score with ease. Austin Chauvin, first pitch swinging. Another RBI. And the Bristol Blues now trail by 1 as they're scratching and clawing their way back into the ball game against this first place Mavericks squad. Mitchell Powers has been nothing short of amazing for the Mavericks this season, coming into today's ballgame with a 2.03 ERA, and the Blues finding life with the Twigs. 4-3 ball game in the bottom of the third. Gregoire will ground it up the middle to short, and it's booted by the shortstop, Elvin Swope, E6. Another runner reaches base safely for Bristol in the third. Chauvin up to second, and Gregoire at first on the air by the shortstop. Liam Scaffariello to the plate. I'd be amazed if Scaff doesn't get a first pitch curveball. Maybe if he sits back on that one, the Blues could plate a few more runs and take the lead here in the third inning. Liam Scaffariello, the batter, 2 outs in the inning. Powers struggling to find any of his pitches in the arsenal that can get past these Blues batters right now. Nearly everything being put in play. Scaff gets that first pitch curveball. It's at the knees, and he takes it 0-1. The 0-1 for Scaff is on its way. Two-seam fastball inside corner on the black, 0-2. Scaff down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Takes a slider low and away. Nowhere near the strike zone there with that one. Was Powers 1-2. One-two pitch, hard hit ground ball up the middle, rounding third, attempting to score is Austin Chauvin. Play at the plate, not in time. Chauvin scores. This ball game is tied, and Liam Scaffariello nearly broke the ankles of the starter Mitchell Powers. The fastball was absolutely ripped right back through the box into center field, and a perfect throw to the plate. Chauvin just a step too quick. He scores. It's a tie ball game, 4-4. Zach Scott now gets his turn to face Powers. The Blues tied up with the Mavs in the bottom of the third. Scott takes the first pitch, change up to the lefty, 1-0. Powers utilizing the changeup against the left-handed batters in the Blues lineup, and a majority of curveballs and sliders against the righties. Scott pops up again, this one to short. Swoop will make the play, but the Blues get another pair. We head to the top of the fourth inning, and the Blues lead. No, they don't. Sorry, pardon me, getting too far ahead of myself. Tied up 4-4. Leading off the fourth inning for the visitors, Cameron Crabb, then Jeremiah Adams, and Kyle Vesniski. Crabb singled and came around to score in the second inning. DeMauro back on the bump. This ball game is all tied up. 2 balls and no strikes to the center fielder, Crabb. 2-0 pitch, fastball, catches the outside corner, 2-1. Demaro gave up 1 in the third, 1 in the first inning, 3 in the second, and no runs there in the third. Looking to back up the scoreless third inning with a scoreless fourth. But Crabb rips a line shot to center field, and the leadoff man is aboard. For the 9-hole hitter, Jeremiah Adams. The 9-hole hitter, Adams, bats with Crabb at first base. Crabb with some wheels over there at first, would not be shocked in the slightest to see him take off for second base. Crabb has got 8 stolen bases on the year, only been caught stealing once. Demaro misses here with the first pitch to Adams. A ball in, no strikes. The Blues have picked up 2 runs in the second and third innings. We're tied up 4-4. Demaro on the bump, making his first start of the season here at Muzzy Field. The righty from the University of Hartford comes set. And the fastball heads toward home plate, passing the plate, 1-1. A ball, a strike, and nobody out. Crabb the runner at first. Wave and a miss there by Adams. He's now down in the count, 1-2. Double play combination up the middle. Tyler Roberts and Zach Scott for your Bristol Blues. Conti even with the bag at third before the pickoff move over to first base. Chauvin Fields applies the tag, but Crabb back there safely. Tomorrow's 1-2, a fastball. Missing the zone, 2-2. Blues outfield, fairly deep all the way around. This Seacoast Mavericks team with a lot of power, 1 through 9. A gentle pickoff move to first as Demaro literally flips it to first base. Count remains the same. Really nothing doing over there at first. Just keeping a close eye on Cameron Crabb, trying to change up the looks. Runner is off, and it's a grounder to Zach Scott. He will field step on the bag and make the play to first. In time, that's a double play. 4-3 double play. Zach Scott turns it on his own, and now the manager for the Seacoast Mavericks to have a word with the infield umpire, believing that Crabb was safe at second. They now will have a conversation with the home plate umpire. Crabb's retreated off the bag at second. And the runner at first is called safe as Austin Chauvin was pulled off the bag. So now manager Pat Riley out there to have a word with the home plate umpire. He must approve of the explanation because no double play. Adams is now given first base on the fielder's choice. Crabb cut down at second. So Vesniski, the leadoff man, bats for Seacoast, 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch to Vesniski, 1-0. Kyle, 1 for 1 on the day, walked to lead off the ball game. He came around to score the lone run in the first. He then singled in the second, picked up an RBI, and got no further than second base. 1-0 pitches, another fastball, 2 balls and no strikes, and Villa out to have yet another conversation with Demaro. 2 balls and no strikes. The runner at first base is Adams. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Double play time for the Blues. Unable to do it as Adams takes out Roberts at second base, and Vesniski can absolutely fly down the first base line. Looked to be a double play. However, Vesniski beat it out. Another fielder's choice. Second in the inning. And Elvin Swoop now to bat. Swoop 1 for 2 on the day. Flew out to right field in the first inning and singled in the second. Gets his third at-bat coming here in the fourth inning. He's down in the count 0-1 as tomorrow's fastball finds the strike zone. Line shot off the foul pole here at Muzzy, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow looking to find the strike zone to record his 4th strikeout of the ball game, picking up 1 in each inning. 0-2, fastball swung on and missed. Tomorrow gets his 4th K of the ball game. Top of the 4th is over. The Blues to grab the lumber and hit the scoreboard yet again. It's a 4-4 ball game. Bottom of the 4th coming up next. Tyler Roberts heads to the plate as he leads off the inning for Bristol. Roberts 1 for 1 on the day, but the best play he's made all day came on the base paths. He was stuck between first and second base, and he was able to keep the pickle alive just long enough for the Blues to plate the second run in the second inning. Ball game all tied up at 4s now, and Roberts sitting pretty ahead in the count, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Roberts rips a line shot to center field, and it'll fall into the glove of Cameron Crabb. So Roberts gives it a ride, but Crabb is there to make the play. Logan Green now to bat in the bottom of the 4th. Logan Green 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to the second baseman. Powers, first pitch, fastball in on the hands. Green fouls it off. It'll dribble toward the backstop, and the Blues bench will go pick it up. 0-1. 0-1 grounder up the middle, ranging over his swope, makes the play, spins, throw to first. Not in time, an infield single for Logan Green. Chris Villa now to bat. Tough play made there by Elvin. Swope ranged behind the bag at second, picked it up with the glove, spun around and threw to first base. Green was able to beat it out as the throw would have taken Jacob LaBelle off the bag anyways, the first baseman for the Seacoast Mavs, but Green picks up a single here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Chris Villa, your batter now. Catcher takes a first pitch fastball, middle away, 0-1. Villa came over to the Bristol Blues earlier on in this season, played with Wachusett on opening day. And the hit and run in effect here for Bristol. Green trying to steal second. Sees the ball skip into left field and advances all the way to third base. As the throw came into third, Villa wisely moves up to second. So a single and advancing to second on the throw there was Chris Villa. Runners on second and third. One out for Lorenzo Arcuri. Good move there on the base paths by Chris Villa to see the throw go into third base and take second on the throw. So the infield now drawn in the fourth inning. The Blues looking to take the lead for the first time tonight. Arguably the most improved hitter on the Blues, Lorenzo Arcuri, sits atop the lineup card tonight and nearly every night is in the right-handed batter's box. Line shot to center field. That ball will get down. Crab will field, spin, and throw. Ball goes into third base and a 2 RBI single for Lorenzo Arcuri. Ever since the emergence of hitting coach Jimmy Duchesne, Lorenzo Arcuri's season has done a total 180, turning into one of the hottest hitters on this Bristol Blues team. Take your pick, Arcuri or Chauvin. Either one, you know you're going to get a productive at-bat and an opportunity to plate a couple of runs every time somebody's on base. Arcuri does it yet again for the Blues. And the pitching coach for the Mavericks out to have a word with the ace of the staff, Mitchell Powers. First time this season that Powers is really getting roughed up. Comes on the road here at Muzzy Field. So the Bristol Blues bats stay hot. 6-4 ball game, bottom of the fourth. Nick Conti, the batter. Looks at the pitching coach out there just to buy as much time as possible before the home plate umpire goes out there to break up the conversation. Taking all the time in the world to let the two arms in the bullpen warm up for Seacoast. Now the home plate umpire out there to break up the conversation. It is over, and Nick Conti looks to extend this Bristol Blues lead if he can hit a gap. Runner on first is Arcuri. There is one out in the inning. So Tyler Roberts lined out to center, hit the ball hard. Logan Green picked up an infield single. Villa shot the gap on a hit and run, and the Blues have plated two after Lorenzo Arcuri ripped a single right back up the middle into center. The Blues utilizing the middle third of the field today. Everything seeming to go between the shortstop and the second baseman. Conti takes the fastball inside, 1-1. A ball and a strike. Pickoff move to first base. Powers throw right at level. And our Curry back there standing up safely. Count remains the same, 1-1. Conti fires the backside through along with the hands. Foul ball out of play, a ball and 2 strikes. One, two, ground ball up the middle. Taylor made double play ball, but bobbling it again was the shortstop, Swope. He's able to flip it up over to second base in time to get our Curry. Swope having a tough time over there at short. You can never assume the double play. Nearly did there, but Conti reaches base safely by way of the fielder's choice. 2 fielder's choices on the day for Conti. He's reached first base safely in each of the 3 at-bats he's had. Chauvin to bat with 2 outs. Pickoff move to first base. Conti back there safely. Chauvin 1 for 2 on the day. Singled, picked up an RBI, and scored a run in the 3rd inning. Also grounded out into a 6-4-3 double play in the 1st. Austin takes a slider that catches the corner. 0-1. Powers comes set at the belt buckle. Kicks up, and Chauvin rips one down the left field line. It'll get down for another single. Austin Chauvin continues his onslaught through the 2016 season. 370 plus average for Chauvin. It's up to 385 on the season, and the hook is coming. Powers, his day is done. He's gotten roughed up against the Blues. His line exiting the ball game will give up 6 runs on 8 hits through 4 2/3 innings. He's responsible for the runners on first and second base, and Frankie Gregoire with an opportunity to plate a few more as the new pitcher heads into the game. Isaiah Musa comes out of the bullpen for the Seacoast Mavericks from the University of Miami, Florida. Hard throwing righty comes in and misses the strike zone with the first pitch to Gregoire, 1-0. Powers' day is done. He's responsible for Conti at second and Chauvin at first as Gregoire rips a ground ball to second. Second baseman fields and retires the Blues right fielder. However, the Blues get two more. Fifth inning on its way next. This is Bristol Blues baseball. Leading off the fifth for the visitors from Seacoast, their third baseman, number 26, Kyle Pangallo. First pitch curveball misses low, 1-0. A ball and no strikes. Pangallo grounds one softly down the third base line. This one will head into foul ground, 1-1. A ball and a strike for the third baseman from Southern New Hampshire. Tomorrow out there still working into the fifth inning. 2 balls and a strike. Tomorrow now falls behind in the count. Looking to erase Pangallo without any damage for the first time today. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pangallo is 1 for 1 on the day. In the time that he did get out, it was a sac fly that plated a run. 3-1. Tomorrow's fastball misses inside a leadoff walk. And that'll bring up Stephen Octave. Octave to bat here for the third time. 6-4 ball game. And Steve is 1 for 2. Fastball up and in, throw down to second base, way offline. Zach Scott has to lay out for that one. 1-0 count, and Pangallo steals second base with ease. Octave with an opportunity to plate another run for Seacoast. He does have 1 RBI today, looking to double that up here in the fifth. The 1-0 pitch, 1-1. two-seam fastball in on the hands of Octave, unable to barrel it up. 1 ball and 1 strike to the designated hitter from Franklin Pierce University, Steve Octave. Octave keeping the hands down near the back right hip before bringing them up to swing the stick. He holds the bat back there and takes yet another ball. It's 2-1. 2-1 pitch lifted high, up, and out of play, 2-2. Octave played with the Bristol Blues last year, made it all the way to the FCBL championship against the Worcester Bravehearts. Found more success at Franklin Pierce this season as they made it all the way to the College World Series. Octave finding his way on another winning organization, Seacoast, at the top of the FCBL Eastern Division this season. He'll go up with the right arm and grant time. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to the designated hitter. So I guess the long and short of that story is if you want to have a winning ball club, you better find Stephen Octave, because anywhere he goes, that ball club seems to win. 2-2 pitch, fastball at the letters. Octave swings right through it. He goes down on strikes for the second time today. Jacob LaBelle now to bat. So LaBelle's 0 for 2 with 2 swinging strikeouts. And I think I have found the issue with LaBelle's swing. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and still no shirt tucked in. That might be the problem. First pitch misses, up and in, 1-0. I'm telling you right now, LaBelle tucks that shirt and he might be able to make some contact with the little white thing flying to home plate. Still hasn't listened. Still yet to make contact. The count, 1-0. 1-0 pitch, misses, up and in again. 2 balls and no strikes. LaBelle, a big kid, rivals the size of the Blues designated hitter Liam Scaffriello. LaBelle 6'4", 260. Scaffriello 6'4", 240. 2-0 fastball misses, up, 3-0. So LaBelle's sitting pretty. 3 balls and no strikes. Runner at second base is Pangallo. Led off the inning with a walk and then stole second base while Octave was in the right-handed batter's box. 3 balls, no strikes, and 1 out. 3-0 pitch, fastball right down Woodward, 3-1. Tomorrow looks in for an extra beat and now gets the signal from Villa. 3-1, another fastball, and way late on that one was LaBelle. And I tell you, folks, he swung out of his shoes, and he swung out of what was left tucked in of that jersey. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. This one, contact finally made, but lifted up and out of play, 3-2. As LaBelle goes out of the batter's box, adjusts the batting gloves with his best impersonation of Nomar Garcia-Parra. The one thing he doesn't adjust, though, is that untucked jersey. Three balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Tomorrow checks the runner at second base, and the 3-2 misses inside by just a hair. Now the fans heckling LaBelle. They must be listening to my radio broadcast. And he took that term walk quite literally. Gets about halfway down the line jogging and really slows it up as he patrols the first base area all night. 2 men on and 1 out for the catcher, Marcel G. And don't look now, folks, but LaBelle tucked in the back half of the jersey. Usually the memo you hear is business in the front, party in the back. But LaBelle's letting the party out in the front and keeping it strictly business in the back. First pitch to G. Ground ball up the middle. Roberts will field, step on the bag for 1, and throw it to first. That's a double play. G grounds out into a double play, 6-3. The inning is over. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Blues lead the Mavs 6-4. The DH, Liam Scaffariello, bats to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Blues. As the reliever is into the ball game for the visitors, Isaiah Musa. Musa came on and retired the last batter, Frankie Gregoire, in the 4th, in relief of Mitchell Powers. Scaffariello, Scott, and Roberts, the batters due up here in the inning. A 1-1 pitch to Scaff. Lifted high, up and out of play onto Muzzy Street. It will go 1-1. Scaffariello fouled the 1-1 pitch off, and it was 1-2. He takes the slider at the knees here and will go down looking. Scaffariello strikes out looking to start off the inning. Zach Scott, the second baseman, now bats. Scott takes the first pitch and misses the zone, 1-0. 1-0 pitch, grounded toward the second baseman, Vesniski. He ranges over and picks it up on the hop at the shoestrings. Unleashes over to first base. 2 up and 2 down in the 5th inning. And now Tyler Roberts, 1 for 2 on the day, bats for the Blues. First pitch fastball to Roberts, misses, 1-0. 1-0 pitch, grounded down the third base line, kicking up into the grandstand. Souvenir for a lucky fan located down the third base line, 1-1. On deck for the Blues is number 19, Logan Green. Roberts, the batter here, the shortstop for the Blues, is 1 for 2 on the day. He waves his hands at an off-speed pitch there. A nice, tight slider out of the right arm of the reliever from the University of Miami, Isaiah Musa. Had Roberts completely fooled and now ties down in a 1-2 count. Two-seam fastball runs up near the shoulders of Roberts. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Deuce is wild for Tyler. Now Ty swings through a hard changeup, dove toward the back leg of Roberts. The bat came up without contact. Roberts strikes out. Swinging in the 6th inning is coming up next. This is Bristol Blues baseball. First pitch in the inning out of the right arm of Sebastian DeMauro, who's really battled through the struggles early on, is ahead in the count, 0-1. He now loses his footing a little bit on the mound, and you could tell by the location of the 0-1 fastball. Bounces in there, 1-1. A ball and a strike to Barry Brukowski. Gets this one in on the hands. Roberts going to have to charge hard. Field throw on the run. The play is made in time. Yet another good play there, made at short by Tyler Roberts. 1 up and 1 down. The very dangerous Cameron Crabb hits in the 8th hole for the Seacoast Mavericks. He is now the batter.
Once again, those times for the throws are good. This is Rita's Italian Nights, cake and contest. Crab strikes out tonight in session D with a coupon of free Rita's Italian Nights.
Crab, the center fielder, bats here in the 6th inning. Takes first pitch strike, 0-1. Crab 2 for 2 on the day. A pair of singles against tomorrow. The 0-1 is a bender that misses a ball and a strike. The 1-1 pitch misses low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Tomorrow now down in the count to Cameron Crab. Crab will be a junior next season at the University of Southern Florida. Gets a 2-1 fastball that he's out in front of. He'll rip it down the third base line, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow in the windup, off-speed pitch, off the glove of Villa, 3-2. Three-two pitch, curveball. Down on strikes goes Crab. He's retired for the first time here this evening. Jeremiah Adams will now bat for the Seacoast Mavs. 6-4 ball game, top of the 6th inning. The 9-hole hitter Adams, who's 0 for 2 on the day, stands in. Adams lined out to short and reached first base on a fielder's choice. This time he grounds it over to Roberts, who fields it at the ankles, throws across the diamond in time. Another 1-2-3 inning for tomorrow, and he's found the good stuff. He's finished 6 straight innings, giving up 4 runs. Bottom of the 6th, on its way, the Blues have the lead. Logan Green to lead it off for the Blues. 8-9-1. 2 up for Bristol. Action in the Bristol Blues bullpen. Looks like it's number 14, Ben Brown. Lefty warming up for the Seacoast Mavericks as well. Side slinging lefty up in the pen for the Mavs. Logan Green will stand in. Slightly open stance for Greeny. Sees a first pitch fastball running in on the hand, so lifted out of play. 0-1. No balls and 2 strikes to Logan Green. He's down in the count here. Some valuable innings out of the bullpen for Isaiah Musa, the righty for Seacoast. The 0-2 pitch, fastball low and away, 1-2. One, two late on that fastball there was Green. It seemed to be one that caught a lot of the heart of the plate. Just a little bit late and unable to barrel it up. Count still 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes, and Green lifts this one in the air down the first base line. Level slides after it, and it'll carry him off the glove down into the dirt. 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes as the first baseman, Jacob Level, makes his way back to first base. Musa rocking back into the windup. Logan Green awaits and nearly takes one off the kneecap. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two fastball misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man here in the 6th, Logan Green. So Green and Villa, followed by Arcuri, are those due up for the Blues. 3-2 pitch, nowhere near the zone. It'll rock the backstop and head back to the glove of Marshall G. So Greeny walks to lead off the inning after starting off the count 0-2. The bat is in Villa's hands. And it looks like the manager out to potentially have a word with the reliever. Manager now out to speak with the umpire as the first baseman Level will come over to get checked out by Brittany Houle. Bristol Blues trainer out to work on the first baseman for the Mavs. We'll pause ever so briefly as medical attention is being applied to the Seacoast Mavericks first baseman. Six to 4 ball game. Chris Villa shows bunt, pulls back, 1-0. A ball and no strikes. Villa shows bunt again and fouls it up and out of play. Onto Muzzy Street it goes. You don't see pop-ups on a bunt travel that far. That just speaks to the volumes of how hard Isaiah Musa is thrown out of the bullpen. The 5'10 righty from Miami, Florida, chucking BBs atop of the Bristol Blues mound tonight. Another bunt attempt and another one out of play. Villa unable to lay the bunt down. It's 1-2. So unable to get the sacrifice down, he's going to have to make something happen with a ball and 2 strikes. Green extends the lead off over there at first base. And swinging to foul it off there is Villa. Count still 1-2. Fighting to keep the at-bat alive, the catcher from Staten Island, New York. Lorenzo Arcuri on deck for the Blues. He's walked, singled, and grounded out today. 1 for 2 for Arcuri. Villa is retired, strikes out, looking on the outside corner. Arcuri now the batter. So Villa unable to do his job. The runner, Logan Green, still at first base. Arcuri to bat, takes the first pitch fastball, 1-0. Middle of the infield for Seacoast in double play depth. Vaneski's been playing a great second base today. Not quite the case for Elvin Swope. He's bobbled a couple of balls, committed 1 error, and Arcuri lifts this one down the right field line. It'll drift over toward the bullpen and get down. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 to Lorenzo. Runner is off. Throw down to second base is in time. Green cut down, attempting to steal, and now the bases are clear as Arcuri bats in a 1-2 count. So Green cut down, stealing. 2 balls and a strike for Lorenzo Arcuri. A good hitter's count. Let's see if he gets a fastball to drive. Instead, he gets a tight slider that misses inside, 3-1. Musa, 3-pitch pitcher out of the bullpen, slider, fastball, and a changeup. Fastball over for a strike. Arcuri thought it was down. It's called a strike anyways, and now it's 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Arcuri in a full count. Swings and grounds one softly to short. Cutting it off is the third baseman Pangalo. The throw to first is high, but the play is made. Arcuri is cut down 5-3, and we'll head to the 7th. The Blues with a 2-run lead. Top of the lineup card for the Mavs. Vesneski, Swope, and Pangalo, the batters. Sebastian Tomorrow back on the hill to work into the 7th inning. First pitch strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, a curveball, and a good one. Over for another strike. 0-2 the count to the leadoff man, Vesneski. Heading into a sophomore year at Broward College, the native of Davie, Florida. 0-2 line shot down the right field line. That one will get into foul territory. Count remains more of the same. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow steps off the back of the mound and awaits Villa to flash some more signs down. Curveball ripped down the third base line. Foul. Tomorrow working deep into the ball game here in his first start in a Bristol Blues uniform. Coming into today, a 1.80 ERA in 20 innings pitched. Makes his first start, struggles in the early going, but has really found the groove. Giving up 4 runs in the first 2 innings, and after that, not a run. Tomorrow's had 10 appearances out of the bullpen, this being his 11th and a start. 0-2 pitch, fastball way up and outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Tomorrow, a righty from Woodbridge, Connecticut, plays at the University of Hartford. Deep all across the infield are the Blues. And Villa throws down to third before the umpire motions for strike 3. The throw is high and makes its way into left field. Green fields and makes the play back to Tomorrow. Strikeout of Vesneski. And Elvin Swope now to bat. First pitch, swinging, line shot, picks up off the ground once and into the glove of Tyler Roberts. Throw is wide of the bag. Air by the shortstop will put Swoop aboard. E6. Roberts' throw is wide of the bag. That'll bring up the dangerous Kyle Pangalo. Manager Pat Riley up out of the bullpen. The arm in the pen is ready to go. Man on second. 1 out. It's a 6-4 ball game. The Blues have the lead. Fly ball to right field. Ranging over is Gregoire. He will field and throw to third base. Tagging up from second is Elvin Swope. Man on third with 2 outs. Stephen Octave, the batter. Octave 1 for 3 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. He does have an RBI and an opportunity to cut the lead in half for the Seacoast Mavericks. It's a 6-4 ball game. Curveball in for a strike, 0-1. Octave's whole family on hand here at Muzzy Field, back in the friendly confines after leaving the Blues for the 2016 season. Steve down in the count 0-2 as he swings through a fastball at the letters. Pitch was way up in the zone, not a strike, but he chased 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes tomorrow, trying to complete 7 strong innings here for Bristol. Fastball, same exact location this time. Octave lays off of it. 1-2. The arm in the bullpen appears to be Ben Brown. He is up and ready, waiting to come into the ballgame. Runner on third is Elvin Swope, and he reached on the air by Tyler Roberts. Soft ground ball into the birthday suite. It rattles around, but everybody is okay, and that means the birthday girl gets a lucky souvenir. A ball in, 2 strikes. Tomorrow checks in and now comes set. 2 outs in the inning. He will kick up and rifle one to home. Curveball, and Octave stood there like a house on the side of the road and watched it go by for strike 3. His 3rd strikeout of the ball game, and that brings us to stretch time at Muzzy Field. So stand up, stretch out, and sing along with our director of fun, Russell Davey, back out at Muzzy Field yet again.
Third baseman, number 17, Nick Conti.
Leading off for the Bristol Blues here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Nick Conti. Conti, Chauvin, and Gregoire, the batters, due up for the Blues. New pitcher in the ball game for the visitors, the Seacoast Mavericks, number 36, Daniel Epstein. Epstein's first pitch to Conti is ripped in the air to deep right field, going back and making the play onto the right field warning track, Barry Buchowski. So first pitch swinging, and Conti gave it a ride, just not quite deep enough to get it over the head of the Mavs right fielder.
First baseman, number 26, Austin Chauvin.
Austin Chauvin will bat for the Blues. He takes the first pitch from the sidewinding lefty, 1-0. Epstein, a left-handed reliever, starts on the first base side of the rubber, lands the front right foot toward first base, and throws across his body toward the dish. Very, very difficult to see if you're a left-handed bat. Righties get to see it all the way and gives them a distinct advantage. Conti gave it a ride but came up empty-handed. Chauvin ahead in the count, 2-1. Two balls and a strike for Austin. He takes up in the zone, 3-1. Epstein throwing from that arm slot. Doesn't throw with the highest of velocities, but it's the movement and hitting the ball to the lefty that really pays dividends for him. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now the count as Austin lifted the last one up and out of play in foul ground. And the 3-2 on its way. Ground ball toward the second baseman. Vesneski will field with the backhand and make the play. A fine second base being played today by Vesneski. Anything over in the vicinity of second base has been gobbled up and made with ease. Frankie Gregoire now to bat. Frank 0 for 2 on the day, hit by a pitch and came around to score in the second inning. Reached first on an error in the third and grounded out to second in the fourth. First pitch over for a strike. 2 outs in the inning. Gregoire down in the count, 0-1. Oh and 2 count to Gregoire. Epstein will set and motion to home plate. The 0-2 fastball misses away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 is lifted in the air to deep left center field. That'll get over the head of the center fielder, Crabb. And Gregoire with a 2-bagger with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th gives Liam Scaffriello an opportunity to drive home a run. So Frankie Gregoire picks up a double. Frank has been swinging a hot stick this year for the Blues. 11th double on the season for Frankie, and Scaffriello heads to the plate. Not a lot of power being supplied out of the left arm of Epstein. Scaffriello could provide all of it with 1 swing of the bat. However, the Mavs going to apply 4 wide ones. So it'll be a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Zach Scott against Daniel Epstein. Scaffriello will be intentionally walked with 4 straight wide ones. Each of these intentional walk pitches have been very close to the zone. It's one of those where you could see Scaffriello really reaching over and trying to slap one into right field. The 4th one is the most wide, and that'll send Scaff over to first. He'll reach first with the intentional walk, and now Seacoast gets the matchup they want. A lefty-on-lefty duel between Daniel Epstein and Zach Scott. Lefty-on-lefty matchup. Scott's been struggling today. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if he picked up the first base hit of the night for himself here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tough matchup for Zach, but he seems to be locked in and ready to rumble against the lefty reliever from the University of Miami. He checks his swing, but they say he's gone too far, 0-2. Now Zach steps out, regathers himself, awaits the 0-2 pitch. The 0-2 ties up Zach. He fouls it into the glove of the catcher, G. Scott goes down swinging to end the bottom of the 7th. To the 8th inning we go. New pitcher out of the bullpen for the Bristol Blues. Pitching change, as always, brought to you by Muzzy Field, novel about this 102-year-old venue, written by Doug Milan. Check it out online today at Amazon.com. The reliever is Ben Brown, and he is ahead of the first baseman from NYIT, Jacob Lebel, 0-2. Chant behind home plate to Lebel, tuck your shirt in. I'm telling you, I started all of this from up here in the radio booth, and now the fans are really giving it to him. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lebel 0 for 2 on the day. However, he did walk once. 1-2 pitch, fastball, skips off the dirt and under the glove of Villa, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Curveball just misses inside. Wanted that one there, did Ben Brown, but the count now full. Brown deliberately into the motion, up with the leg, and the fastball lifted to shallow left field. Roberts goes back and makes the circus grab. Roberts with a fine play made in shallow left field. The shortstop goes back up with the glove and makes the running grab. So Lebel is down on a pop out to short. 0 for 3 on the day. Marshall G, the batter. G 1 for 3 on the day. Singled in the second, lined out to first, and grounded out to the shortstop, Tyler Roberts. Bats for the fourth time here in the eighth inning. As he takes the first pitch fastball just a bit outside, it goes 1-0. The 1-0 eludes the strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes. Catcher from Kentucky, G, the batter for the Mavs. Marshall heads into his sophomore season next year at Kentucky. The 2-0 is over for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Brown kicks up and rips a fastball into the dish. It's knifed down the left field line. Green gives chase and makes the play. Comes up with the grab as he scampers over onto the left field line. 2 up and 2 down. Ben Brown making quick work of the Navs out of the bullpen so far. But Barry Bukowski is now the batter. He's doubled in this ball game. He's 1 for 3. First pitch, curveball. Bending out of the way there was Bukowski, and it misses by just a little bit inside 1-0. 6-4 ball game. The Blues have the lead. Bristol was trailing 4-0 as we head into the bottom of the second inning. It looked like this one could get out of control. DeMauro settled in and has gone 7 strong innings before giving way to Brown in the 8th. Ground ball to the third baseman, Conti. He feels the waist-high bounce, makes the play. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Blues lead 6-4. 2 up for Bristol. Roberts, Green, and Villa. Tyler Roberts, the shortstop from Augusta, the batter. First pitch swinging, grounder to the second baseman. Easy play there made for Vesniski. Roberts is down 1 pitch, 1 out. Staying into the ball game here, working the 8th. Daniel Epstein. Batter now for the Bristol Blues, the left fielder, Logan Green.
Number 19, Logan Green.
Logan faces Epstein for the first time today. Gets a first pitch slider, a slow sweeping slider across the zone. Count 0-1. Going to have to wait back on that one, try to drive it the other way if possible. Gets the same exact pitch, takes it again. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. This time electing to go with the fastball. Does Daniel Epstein. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 sliders over for a strike, and the fastball misses the zone away. This one misses low in the zone. Blocking it there was G. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Bristol Blues. Right-handed hitting left fielder from the University of Massachusetts Amherst, Logan Green. 2-2, waved at and missed. Green goes down swinging for the first time tonight. Very rarely will you see Logan Green strike out, but he does here in the 8th. Chris Villa, now the Blues batter. Villa 1 for 3 on the day. Awaits the first pitch here from Epstein. Takes it inside, 1-0. Looked like Mike Krieger was up in the bullpen earlier on for the Bristol Blues. Michael Nocera, now the man up, warming up down the left field line. Villa ahead in the count, 1-0 before taking a mammoth swing at the 1-0 fastball, 1-1. 1-1 pitch, misses down. G unable to field it. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 count. Awaiting a fastball here is Villa. He gets it and grounds it up the middle. Swope runs over to it, but is unable to make the play as it gets underneath his glove. Villa picks up his second hit of the day. A ground ball right back through the middle. Into center field it goes, and Lorenzo Arcuri bats for the 5th time tonight, as there'll be a pitching change for the Mavs. So Epstein's day is done. The call to the bullpen will be made. Lorenzo Arcuri to bat in just a moment. Lorenzo Arcuri to bat here for the Bristol Blues. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Runner at first base is Chris Villa. On deck for the Blues, Nick Conti. Runner is off with the pitch. Villa steals second base, safely sliding head first. So the Blues now have a man in scoring position with 2 outs in the 8th. This insurance run opportunity is brought to you today by CNI, Connecticut Network Insurance. Call them today at 860-582-4CNI. No balls and a strike. Arcuri, the batter, looking to pick up yet another RBI. He's got 2 on the day. And the downhill fastball misses low, 1-1. New pitcher into the ball game for the Seacoast Mavericks, the 6'5" sophomore from Southern New Hampshire University, Andrew Lalonde. The 1-1 line shot up over the 6'5" frame of Lalonde, rounding third, heading home is Villa. Play not even close at the plate as it's cut off, and Lorenzo Arcuri picks up yet another RBI and another base hit. The Blues open this one up to a 7-4 advantage. So after trailing in this ball game 4-0 to start it off, the Blues now score 7 unanswered runs. It's a 7-4 game. The Blues with the lead. Nick Conti, the batter, he's 1 for 4 on the day. Reached base 3 times by way of 2 fielders' choices. Conti takes the first pitch fastball. 1-0. The 1-0 misses low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Conti now looking for something he can drive. Lorenzo Arcuri could be off with the pitch, trying to get another runner into scoring position. Could be the Bristol Blues skipper, Pat Riley. Arcuri going nowhere as the 2-0 pitch catches the inner third, 2-1. Pickoff move over to first base. Arcuri back there standing up safely. Count stays the same. 2 balls and a strike. Conti gets a 2-1 fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. On deck for Bristol, the first baseman, Austin Chauvin. Chauvin, 2 for 4 on the day, sitting in the on-deck circle. Runner is off on the pitch. Foul ball to the screen here at the backstop. Count stays the same. So Conti's waiting back, sitting fastball, ready to react and deliver if given the off-speed pitch. Lalonde strictly fastballs out of the bullpen so far. Arcuri got one that he ripped back to center field. Conti looking to get one he can drive as well. As Conti awaits the fastball, the pitch is on its way. It's a curveball that misses the zone and hits the elbow guard for Nick Conti. The elbow guard helping out the left elbow there of Nick Conti. No harm done. He will walk over to first base, not even feeling that one. 2 men on, 2 outs. And the very dangerous Austin Chauvin ready to work against the tall righty, Andrew Lalonde. Runners on first and second base, 2 outs, and the Blues lead 7-4. Lalonde throws from up over the top of his 6'5" height really down on the Blues hitters, able to see it easily from both the left and right sides. A ball and no strikes. Line shot up over the head of Elvin Swope. Challenging the left fielder is Pat Riley. Play at the plate. Arcuri is cut down trying to score. The Blues have a 7-4 lead as we head to the top of the ninth. Arcuri gunned out at home trying to score on an Austin Chauvin single. But the Blues take a 3-run lead into the ninth. 8-9-1 due up for the Mavs. This is Bristol Blues baseball, and we'll be back in just a moment. Ben Brown back on the bump to close this one out. In the ninth inning, he faces Cameron Crabb to lead off the top of the inning. Crabb down in the count, 0-1, before Brown unleashes another missile. This fastball just a hair outside, 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes, the count here for Cameron Crabb. He's 2 for 3 on the day, a pair of base hits and a strikeout swinging. Hard hit grounder to Conti up into the chest. He makes the play across the diamond. The grounder skipped off the lip and into the chest of Nick Conti. He was hit by a pitch last inning, and this one scampers up into the rib cage. He does make the play, however, and now Jeremiah Adams, the left fielder, will stand in. First pitch curveball misses inside, 1-0. On deck for the Mavs, Kyle Vesniski. The 1-0 fastball runs a little bit too tight to the body, 2-0. Brown working his second inning out of the Bristol Blues bullpen today. Ready and waiting if he does get into any sort of trouble is Michael Nocera. Brown falls behind the 9-hole hitter Jeremiah Adams, 3-0. Three-0 pitch, doesn't miss by much. 4 straight wide ones. And now the top of the lineup card for the Mavs. Kyle Vesniski. 1 for 3 on the day. Gets an opportunity to bat against Ben Brown in the 9th inning. Brown misses the strike zone yet again. 5 consecutive balls out of the right arm of Ben Brown. And he's looking to find the one ground ball that could be a double play ball and end this ball game. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball, 1-1. Ben Brown just joined the Bristol Blues a few weeks ago. Is making his impact felt out of the bullpen. Fastball misses outside. Count now 2-1. Ben Brown with a 3.85 ERA in 4 2/3 innings pitched for the Blues. 2 balls and a strike. Ground ball to third, Conti fields, and will make the play to second for 1. Throw to first base, not in time. Fielder's choice. Vesniski, the runner on first now after reaching from the second fielder's choice of the day for him. Adams is retired at second on the force, and now the crowd will get on their feet as the Bristol Blues are 1 out away from victory. Fastball misses up and inside. Turning out of the way there was Swope. 1-0. One ball and no strikes. Fastball misses up in the zone. 2-0. Two balls and 1 strike after this pitch. Nope, just kidding. 3 balls and no strikes now the count. Thought Ben Brown was able to squeak out the 2-0 fastball over for a strike. He did not. 3-0. Three-0 pitch. This fastball does catch the plate. 3-1. Now 2 strikes away from victory are the Bristol Blues. Runner on first, a 3-1 count. Blues lead 7-4. Brown rifles in a 3-1 fastball, fouled off yet again. Count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The runner will be off with the pitch. Therefore, the Bristol Blues infielders are going to have to make the play across to the diamond to cut down Elvin Swope. Three-two misses inside. Ball 4, a walk. 2 men on and 2 outs. Nocera's ready and waiting in the bullpen. And it's not going to get any easier as Kyle Pangalo heads to the plate. Call to the bullpen is made, and we'll take a brief break as this pitching change is brought to you by Muzzy Field. Well-written novel by Doug Milan. You could find it online at Amazon.com today. Michael Nocera out of the bullpen here for the Bristol Blues. They're 1 out away for victory. And Nocera's got to go right through the heart of the order. Pangalo, Octave, and Lebel, the 3 batters up next. Although there is 2 outs in the inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Nocera comes set. And the fastball runs inside 2-0. So coming out of the bullpen, throwing 2 consecutive balls, not very good for Nocera. He's looking to dial it back in and help the Blues escape with a victory against the first place Seacoast Mavericks. Nocera's 2-0. Misses inside yet again. Pangalo has got to dive out of the way. It's 3 balls and no strikes, and he'll be taking all the way. Nocera's 3-0, misses high in the zone. 4 straight wide ones. The bases are loaded, and now the tying run is on base. And the batter, Michael Nocera's former teammate, Stephen Octave. Nocera and Octave facing off here with everything on the line. The bases loaded and 2 outs. On Thursday night, Octave faced Nocera as he came out of the bullpen and struck out on 3 straight pitches. Nocera looking to do more of the same here as the first pitch slider misses outside 1-0. Octave and Nocera battling it out yet again, this time at Muzzy Field. Nocera was talking to Octave after the game on Thursday and just straight up told him that he doesn't feel comfortable blowing fastballs by him. He likes to stick to the slider on the off-speed pitch. First pitch to Octave was a slider, but now Nocera's got to find control with one of his 2 pitches. It's a fastball that bounces in there, and it's 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. The fans on the edge of their seat. 2-0 pitch right down the middle. Nocera finds the zone. The hometown crowd gives them the applause for the strike. And as the Blues lead 7-4, the tying run is Pangalo at first base. Octave swings at the slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Deuce is wild for the DH, Stephen Octave, and the man on the bump, Michael Nocera. Nocera checks in and gets the sign from Villa. Kicks up and a slider, check swing, dribbled down the third base line into foul territory. Count stays the same, 2-2. Nocera had Octave fooled. The check swing, he wasn't sure what to do with it and just barely makes contact off the label. Octave singled in the first inning and then 3 consecutive strikeouts. Steve-O looking to avoid the golden sombrero. The Deuces stay wild at Muzzy. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Nocera's pitch, a slider. Called out for excessive window shopping there was Stephen Octave. He picks up the sombrero and will wear it all the way home as the Blues celebrate victory over the first place Seacoast Mavericks. The Blues knock off the Mavs 7-4 and draw 1 win closer to playoff baseball. The winning pitcher today for the Bristol Blues, Sebastian Demaro. The losing pitcher, Mitchell Powers. This has been Bristol Blues Baseball. We will see you tomorrow night as the Bristol Blues will play host to the North Shore Navigators. This has been Bristol Blues Baseball with Brendan Kudla. Enjoy your night. We'll see you tomorrow night.